So for me it's a huge honour to come and speak to you today here in Mumbai. I absolutely love coming to India. The people are ever so friendly. The food is absolutely fantastic. I love it. And most of all, you're gamers. Excellent. We love it. So what I'm going to start today is talk about why I've come to India to speak with you. The key thing is that gaming is really taking off in India. Now just look at what's happened with your film industry. Bollywood. Films are going out across the world, selling out audiences in America, in Canada and in Europe. Your films are successful and taking the world by storm. Now, the next goal is for that to happen in video games. We'd love to see Indian global hits coming out around the world and be as successful as you have been in the film industry. So, give yourselves a big cheer for what you're doing at the moment. So, why is India in a great position for growth in video games? You've got the launch of 3G in India, which will make mobile gaming ever more popular, spread the internet, bring about broadband, and this is brilliant for the growth of gaming in India. The key of why I'm out here today is to talk to you about careers in gaming and encourage you to start applying to work in Indian game companies and companies like EA. What's great is that EA has its own office here in Hyderabad. We have around 900 staff and are growing, and from what we've seen so far there is a strong talent pool of creative individuals out here in India. So again, thank you for inviting me to speak with you today. It's a fun presentation. I'm going to take a longer Q&A at the end. But given I've just spoken about India and gaming, I'm going to take a couple of questions to start with. So Chan's going to point a couple of people out.
We have questions right now that I'd like to start off with. Friends from the media maybe.
Okay.
Maybe you can come over here behind in the podium. Yep. This person.
Okay. Cool. The launch of 3G, this is going to really empower and power mobile gaming. Now if you consider how many handsets there are out in India at the moment, I saw in the press over 150 million mobile phones. That will continue to spread amongst obviously people throughout the population. And those mobile phones are gaming devices as well. So with the launch of 3G, that's going to really power on and launch gaming into the next generation for people across India. So again, what's new from EA? We're going to see some great games today. Crysis 2 on console and PC. Anybody like Crysis? The new Medal of Honor? Need for Speed? Some great games are coming out, and some of these are coming on mobile as well, so excellent. Thank you very much. Any more questions? Gaming as a career, and that's something I'm going to talk to you about today. It's one of the most exciting careers out there. A lot of people are already enjoying careers in animation and within film. What we need to do is encourage people into gaming, an interactive career with very complex technical challenges. You've got things like artificial intelligence, physics, and creating these big online worlds. So gaming as a career is something that we want to attract people like you to apply and to study and to drive forward and create India as a global leading hub of gaming. So one of the that I'll talk about in my presentation is there is more to gaming than the first-person shooter and violence. You'll see from us today a product called EA Active, which is about Keep Fit, a structured Keep Fit regime. you can learn and educate. There are products out there which help educate you, reading, and they help you with your sort of joining up, etc. So gaming is not just about violence, it's about sports, and critically it's about people having fun, and that's something that we'll convey today. So thank you very much, and I'm going to move into the main presentation. Thank you. So the ideal careers, let's kick off, if we can move on to the next slide. So I've heard a lot about EA. What is EA as a company? So as a very brief introduction, we're the #1 publisher in Europe and in North America, and we're growing and building in Asia. You can see last year we had 27 titles that hit #1, and I'm going to show you some cool videos of those very shortly. So let's start off and have a reminder. For this part I'd ask for no videoing of this show reel. If you can turn the cameras off only for this show reel, and we give
it's just for this one video that we can't tape it. Post that, we can switch it on back in. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the show reel.
Can you have the house lights off, please?
So that's a little insight into some of the EA games that hopefully some of you are playing and some of you have played very, very soon. So what makes EA a great company? Obviously we have great games, but for us it's about having great people, and that's part of the reason I'm out here in India today, to actually encourage you to start studying and getting into careers. You can see here some shots from our Indian office in Hyderabad. So let's address some of the key questions. I'm new to gaming. How far has the games industry come? So, interesting question. Let's have a look. Right back into those early days, 25 years ago, games like Pong. You had the square round ball there that you played tennis with. Then you moved on to games like Pac-Man. How many of you remember Pac-Man? In the quiz yesterday, our quizmaster Chan from CD Tanta actually put up a question of who is this character, and it was Pac-Man. Everybody in the audience knew it, so I hope I've given the question away again today.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You're going to get that right. So here's another one, Space Invaders. Who remembers Space Invaders? So the key thing is to demonstrate how far games have come in 25 years. Let's have a look at one of our best games, Need for Speed. When it first started in the It's coming. Here we go. Oh. I think there's a Need for Speed hot pursuit coming out this year. Let's take a look. Bottom one is the real car. The red one, what's that? CG rendered for the red car, and the white car from video game. Okay, let's have a look how he's done. So this was not the real car. You got that wrong. This was the CG render. This is the real car up here, and the car from video games you got right. So 1 out of 3. Well done. So you can see there the differences in perception to the human eye are getting less and less. So computer games in terms of graphics is really getting up there. So we've come a long way in the past 25 years. But where are we going in the next 25 years? That's the key question. And it could be anything from neural gaming, which starts to read or trying to get an idea of your thought processes, your nerve endings and when you're stressed, etc. And that will come into a game. Or it could be virtual reality, so exciting ways that you'll be able to interact and play games in the future. So let's briefly have a look at the different career paths that you can have. And I'm going to actually come out because I like to see the audience. A little bit of feedback as I come through. So what are the different careers that you can have? The first are within art, and the key roles within, which is self-explanatory. Hopefully there's lots. How many of you want to be an animator in the future? Wow, look at this. Mac will be very happy with this. Character modelers. Then we've got John, if we keep going. John? Lighters, motion capture. There's a whole host of roles which I won't explain to you in depth today. Technical artists who put the CG into the game, special and visual effects creating explosions, texture artists, and world and environment modelers. So, how many of you are interested in a career in art, in gaming? Put your hands up. Wow, that's very cool. What a cool audience, John. So what skills does an artist need? Obviously you need a strong show reel and demonstrate your best work. Be able to produce a show reel, particularly for animators, which is short and sharp, around 2 or 3 minutes of your best work, so the recruiter or hiring manager can see that straight away. Within game design, this is the big role. This is the one of creating the game. How many game designers are out there? Oh, there's a few out there, which is good. There could be in this room today the next Miyamoto, the next Will Wright, the next Kojima, creator of Metal Gear Solid, etc. You know, this is a very big role, and these people have to define what the X factor is of the game, what makes it special, what makes it unique, and that's a pretty big role to have. So, what skills do you need? Again, the great thing is that you can come in and study a game design course like the one Mac are doing. That's a great one for some of you to come onto. If you haven't got that, you can still get into game design, but you have to demonstrate your creativity. The earlier speaker spoke about modding. You can put levels together on Little Big Planet or in Spore, create characters. You've got to show your creativity, and hopefully then you can put this into a game design document. Software engineering, programmers. I won't spend too much time in this one. We can see some programmers there. We'll take some questions at the end. But here's a selection of the different roles there. Very complex, challenging roles, creating artificial intelligence. So when you're playing a game like Crysis 2 and you're pointing a weapon at someone or something or alien, you don't want them to stand still, because that's not what's going to happen in reality. You want them to move, to hide, to work in groups, etc. That's the role of artificial intelligence. Physics, again, when you see a car in a game rocking on its axle going around the bend fast and the back end coming out, again, you want to see that in game. This is the guys that focus on that. So there's a few of the roles there, and again, I'm happy to take questions, but I'm moving on quite briefly on this. So what skills does a programmer need? Obviously, you need strong math skills and strong logic, because it's a very complex area. Generally, we're looking for people with C++ or C#, unless you're working in mobile, and then you're looking at J2ME and Brew and Java. So those are the key programming languages that we expect you to be able to show your capabilities in. Project manager, these are the people who manage the project from start to finish. They put a schedule together for the 12 months of what everybody has to do and when they complete it. Quite a complex role, and they have to motivate and keep the team pretty much inspired. So keeping a team is one of the key parts there. How do you motivate people when they're tired and they've been working long hours, and keep them inspired to make the best game? If that's a role that sounds good for you, then that's one that you should move forward in gaming.